ready to take the hot seat challenge.
Is a digital camera ruining the essence of film?
That's deep. Now the seat's getting warmer. Look, I think yes and no, right? Like, I don't know. There's two things that happened. I've loved film ever since that I knew this. At first, I didn't know that you could do film as a career. I thought it was something that you watched, and the TV was like a magical place where you did that. I didn't know that it produced jobs. Once I figured out that there was like a job thing, then, you know, when I was like 12, that was, you know, all I wanted to do. And the way film has always looked, that's been the chase, right? If you're a shooter or a cinematographer or a DP or, you know, just the kid that always brought your camera around, then you always wanted to chase the film look. And the film look is film and a lot of other things, but you grew up watching so much stuff that was shot on film and you get used to that look. So when I think Soderbergh was the first person that shot full frontal with, I think, a Sony VX2100 or a VX2000. That was the first digital film. And I think that opened the doors for everybody, including myself. I think film is unobtainable unless you have the dollar. So to give digital its credit, it put people like myself and other people to have the opportunity to be able to shoot something. Film is obviously inherently very expensive to do. If you can do it, kudos to you. But I think digital has always been, you know, a door opener for other creators to create. That being said, if I had the money to shoot film, I would never open these digital cameras ever again. Film, the way it feels like a science experiment when you're shooting on film. It feels like this accidental magical potion where all these things have to go right for the chemicals need to balance right, and there's nothing like, have you ever opened a negative of scenes from a film? That shit'll change your life. But I've never, but it's so expensive to do, so you never really get the opportunity to. I think if people had the opportunity, we would all be shooting film. And I think to see Kodak and to see these films watch these filmmakers, you know, that are shooting with film, you're obviously Nolan and Baker, and there's a lot of other people, but it's been really cool to see the resurgence of film coming on the rise. But I love that people who can afford it do it, but I like that there's this other medium, and I think Arri does the best job of that. Arri has been making film cameras since the beginning of time, feels like, and so their digital cameras feel like the closest thing to that, you know, to that feeling, that organic, you know, tone. So I don't know, I guess it's the best of both worlds. So you have this cinematic camera and an Arri that feels like film, but it is digital. And obviously there's a lot of advantages to having digital. You can do so many more things. So I think it's the best of both worlds, but for the real, like, I don't know, hardcore cinematographers, we'd be lying if we told you we didn't want to shoot on film.